What if the goal is not to die rich? What if the goal is to die with zero? Not because you failed, not because you were reckless, but because you lived so fully, so completely, so deliberately, that when you reached the end, every experience had been had, every memory had been made, every meaningful moment had already been spent on the people you love, on the things that matter, on the life you actually wanted. Bill Perkins looks at how most people handle money and says, "You are doing it wrong, not because you spend too much, but because you save too much at the wrong time for a life you may never get to live." This book will make you deeply uncomfortable and deeply inspired, sometimes in the same sentence. Perkins opens with a question most people never ask themselves. What is the point of money? Not how to earn it, not how to save it, not how to invest it. What is it actually for? Most people, if they are honest, cannot answer that. They earn money, they save money, they protect money. But they never ask, what experience, what moment, what memory is all this money supposed to create? Perkins says, money is not the goal, money is the tool. And a tool that sits unused, in a drawer, your whole life, is not a success story, it is a tragedy. The core idea of the entire book is what Perkins calls the memory dividend. Think about the best experience of your life, a trip you took, a moment with someone you love, an adventure you almost talked yourself out of. Now think about how many times you have relived that memory. Every time you told the story, every time you smiled thinking about it alone, every time it reminded you that life can be extraordinary, that memory keeps paying dividends. Long after the experience ended, Perkins says, this is the real return on your investment, not interest. Not dividends, not capital gains. Memories. And here is what makes this financially urgent. The best time to create memories is when you are young enough to fully experience them. A trip to hike a mountain at 35 is a completely different experience than the same trip at 65. Not better or worse, different. Your body is different. Your energy is different. Your capacity for adventure is different. And the memories you make at 35, you get to carry for the next 50 years, versus the memories you make at 65, you carry for 20. Time is the multiplier on every experience, and most people are saving their best experiences for when they have the least time to enjoy them. Principle 1. Maximize your life experiences. Perkins is not saying spend everything you have. He is saying, be intentional. Ask yourself, what experiences am I deferring? The trip you keep saying you will take someday, the course you want to learn, the time with your children before they grow up, the adventure with your parents while they are still healthy. Every year you defer is a year of experience you cannot buy back. And here is the uncomfortable math. The average American works until 62. Retires, and then spends the first years of retirement in reasonably good health. But by 75, health issues begin to limit what is possible, which means the window for your most active experiences is not from 65 to death, it is from now to roughly 75. That window is shorter than most people think, and most people are spending it, working, saving, waiting. Principle 2. The concept of seasons. Perkins divides life into seasons, not years, not decades. Seasons. And each season has experiences that belong specifically to it. The season of your 20s is the season of energy, physical peak, risk tolerance, limitless possibility. The experiences that belong to this season, backpacking across a continent, starting something from nothing, taking the leap before you have too much to lose. These experiences can only be fully lived in this season. The season of your 30s and 40s is the season of depth, building, family, meaning. The season of your 50s and 60s is the season of wisdom, legacy, generosity, reflection, and the tragedy. Perkins sees, everywhere he looks, is people spending the experiences of one season, in the wrong season, saving the adventure for the retirement that comes too late, working through the family years that cannot be recovered, dying with memories that were never made, waiting for a time that never came. And this is where Perkins gets brutally honest. Think about your own parents or grandparents. Have you ever thought, I should take them on that trip? I should spend more time. I should create that memory while I still can. And then, waited, Perkins says, this is one of the most painful regrets people carry. Not that they did not save enough money. Not that they did not work hard enough, that they waited too long to give the people they love the experiences that mattered most. Time is the one resource that genuinely cannot be replaced. Money can be earned again. Health can sometimes be restored. Relationships can be repaired. But time, once gone, is simply gone, and no amount of money in any account buys a single second of it back. Principle 3. Give money while you are alive. Most people plan to leave an inheritance after they die. Perkins asks, why wait? If you want to help your children, give them money when they actually need it, not when you are gone. Your child at 30, struggling with a house deposit, a career change, a business idea, needs that money infinitely more than they will at 55, when they are established, when the opportunity has passed, when the impact is smaller. Perkins calls this giving with warm hands instead of cold ones, and the same applies to causes you care about. The charity you plan to support in your will needs that money now. The people it serves are suffering now, not after you are gone. Give while you can see the impact. Give while you can feel the joy. Give while it means something and to both you and them. Principle 4. Use all your resources. Here is a number that stopped me completely. The average American dies with $177,000 still in their estate. $177,000. Unspent, unlived, unexperienced. Perkins is not saying this is evil. He is saying, this represents years of work, years of sacrifice, years of deferring life that never became the experiences they were saved for. He calls this dying too rich, and he says the goal is not to hit zero exactly. That is nearly impossible. The goal is to approach zero with intention, to look back and see that your resources, your time, your energy, your money were spent on what actually mattered, not hoarded for a future that never arrived. Principle 5. Optimize your life, not just your finances, and this is the most personal part of the book. Perkins says, most financial advice is about optimizing money, how to earn more, how to save more, how to invest better, but nobody asks, are you optimizing your life? He asks 3 questions that I want you to sit with. 1. What experiences do you want to have before you die? 2. What relationships do you want to deepen before it is too late? 3. How much money do you actually need to live the life you truly want, not the life you feel you should want, the life you actually want? Because Perkins found that most people are working toward a number without ever deciding what the number is for. They chase wealth. Without defining freedom, they save for retirement, without designing the life retirement is supposed to fund, and the result is a life well funded, but not well lived. Here is what this book comes down to. You have a finite amount of time, a finite amount of health, a finite number of years where your body can do what your heart wants. Money is renewable. Time is not. Health is not. The people you love are not. And the person who truly understands this does not hoard their resources for a future that may never come. They invest them, deliberately, into the experiences, the people, the moments that make a life worth having lived. That is not recklessness. That is wisdom, the deepest kind. 1 year from now, you will either have started living more intentionally, spending time and money on what actually matters, or you will still be deferring your life, waiting for a future that keeps moving further away. Perkins would ask you one question: what experience are you waiting to have that you could have this year? What is stopping you? And is that reason worth the memory you are not making?